Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome to the video. Another beautiful summer day outside. I just made myself my coffee and it's time to get things going. So in today's video, while I'm drinking my morning coffee, we have a very important job to do. We're gonna discuss 4 main reasons why women nowadays are never alone. So look guys, this isn't about bashing women or something like that. It's about for you to understand and accept reality. It's about understanding how reality works. If you want to master masculinity and relationships, you need to face these facts head on. Don't try to stay away from them. Don't try to pretend that they don't exist. Simply accept them because it will make your life much easier. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the topic. Reason number 1 why women are never alone: backup plans. So let's start with the truth. And the truth is, almost 80% of women admit to having a bench warmer. Someone they keep on the sidelines for just in case, you know. This is the truth that many men don't want to hear. This could be an ex, a friend with benefits, or even a guy who's there for emotional support. But here's the key, guys. Women today are actively encouraged to keep their options open. Why? It's pretty simple. Because feminism tells them to do. Modern feminist culture promotes independence, exploration, and knowing your worth. What that really means for a lot of women is don't settle, keep exploring, don't limit yourself. So instead of focusing loyalty to only one man, women are socialized to always have options, to test the waters, keep multiple paths open, and never fully commit until they've explored basically everything. And we perfectly know that exploring everything and having everything in life is an impossible task. That's life, after all. Here's an example. We have a girl. Let's call her Emma. Emma is dating someone, but still stays in touch with several other guys. Not out of malice, but because society tells her to keep her options open. Emma is not bad. She's just following the cultural script. It's simple as that. And this is how, unfortunately, it works. This constant option keeping is reinforced by social media, female peer groups, and popular culture. All of them pushing the message. You deserve the best, so never settle. Let's take men on the other hand, how it works for us, what we are socialized to do. Meanwhile, most men grow up hearing the opposite. Commit, be loyal, and put your effort into one woman and provide for only one woman. Men invest deeply in one relationship once they decide to commit. Women are told, to hedge their bets, basically. Look guys, backup plans aren't just emotional insurance anymore. They're encouraged as a form of empowerment. Feminism redefined female social behavior to prioritize freedom over exclusivity. So this is something very important that you should remember, because it will save you a lot of headaches. So for us guys, this basically means that the playing field isn't level. If you want her exclusive loyalty, you need to become the man who makes her feel that there is no other better option out there. The man who shuts down her need for backup plan entirely, which can be very exhausted. And let's face the truth, in a lot of cases with a lot of women nowadays, probably most of them, it's going to be an impossible task. That's why, guys, you need to set boundaries at the beginning of your relationship, and simply clarify what you're willing and what you're not willing to tolerate. Because if you don't do it, it will get worse, you know? She will step over on your head, and your life will become living hell. I've been there. It is what happened with my two previous relationships, so I perfectly know what I'm talking about. So think about this, set boundaries, set clear expectations while we can. So, reason number two why women nowadays are practically never alone is that they move faster from one man to another and adapt faster into new conditions. So this reason takes us way back, all the way to our evolutionary and historical roots. So for thousands of years, men were the warriors, the hunters, the protectors. Men went to war, faced danger, and often died in battle. This reality meant that women frequently faced widowhood. So, if a woman lost her husband to war or conflict, so survival meant finding a new partner. Not just for love, but for protection, security, and resources. So it was pretty serious for them. Think about the times of the Middle Ages, for example, or even earlier tribal societies. If a man died in battle, the widow couldn't afford to stay alone for a very long time. She had, children to feed, shelter to secure, and danger lurking everywhere. So finding a new man was a necessity. It wasn't a choice for her. The constant cycle of men leaving for war and many never returning shaped female behavior deeply. This is something very important that you must understand. It will help you understand female nature. Women became conditioned to move more easily from one man to another because historically their survival depended on it. Let's contrast this with men. Men generally find it harder to emotionally commit. For us, it takes longer. Our wiring is different. But there's a crucial part. When we commit, we really commit. It's on a much deeper level. A man's commitment is often about endurance, about standing by a woman through thick and thin, building something lasting despite challenges. It's why men tend to be more focused on one woman when they decide to invest emotionally. Women, on the other hand, are more adaptive in relationships. We have to give them credit on that. This adaptability doesn't mean that they are unfaithful or disloyal by nature. It means their survival instinct pushes them to ensure they and their children have the best possible support at any given time. So, let's take a look at the world wars. Millions of men died, leaving millions of women to rebuild families and communities. Many women remarried quickly or formed new relationships, partnerships to survive and thrive. This wasn't a betrayal, guys. It was survival and a practical necessity. Now, let's get back to modern days. Today, this ancient survival instinct that women have still plays a role, and we have to give it credit. Even if wars aren't the main reasons anymore, women's historical conditioning makes them emotionally ready to move on faster if needed. If a relationship fails, in our case, it's in their DNA to adapt faster, quicker, and to simply master that skill because you know they have that skill. So yes, women move more easily from one man to another, but simply remember that men endure, we endure. Our emotional investment is often deeper and much more singular. Reason number three is basically a modern phenomenon. The explosion of social media combined with feminist ideology has given women more options than any generation before them. Think about it. Social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and so on, dating apps, let's not forget, put women in direct contact with hundreds, if not sometimes thousands of potential partners. They can swipe, they can meet new men without going outside, without leaving their homes. They have multiple choices. An example. A woman is scrolling through Instagram. She's posting photos of her, how beautiful she is, how special she is, how unique she is. Sometimes she's posting half naked photos, her on the beach, provocative photos, simply promoting herself. And basically, every message, every like can potentially lead to a new option. If her current boyfriend isn't meeting her needs, for example, she's only a swipe away, a message away from finding someone else, finding someone she thinks she's better, or simply exploring a new option. It's as simple as that for women nowadays. But look, guys, it's not just technology. Feminism has played a huge role in shaping the mindset of the modern women. Feminism has empowered women to think themselves as independent and deserving the best in every aspect of life, including relationships. What this means is that women's egos are often on steroids. They don't just want a partner, a normal guy. They want an extraordinary guy, 10 out of 10, the absolute best, because society tells them they deserve it. And this leads to hypergamy on steroids. Women are always, constantly optimizing their options, even while in a relationships. This is probably the part that is most painful for a lot of guys. I've been in this situation. This is why I'm sharing this with you guys. Women are constantly on social media. They check their social feeds, notice other men, and compare them to their boyfriends or husbands. It's a constant evolution. Am I with the best possible guy? This is the question they ask themselves all the time. Their hypergamy, their egos are so boosted, so much on steroids that even if they catch Bruce Wayne, aka Batman himself, they will still think that out there's someone better. They will still think that they can do better, that there is a better option, and they will look for this option. They will try to explore it, find it and explore it. Another example. We have a girl. She's dating a decent guy, a normal guy, but on social media she's getting attention from several other very attractive men. Even if she loves her boyfriend, the constant stream of options makes it really hard, almost impossible to stay fully committed to that one decent guy. Makes it really hard for them. So social media plus feminism equals an environment where women are never short of choices. This isn't just about, so to say, about opportunities. It's about mindset. Women expect and are told that they should never settle and always look for the better option because they're so special and they deserve the very best out there. Reason number 4 gets to the heart of the problem. Men fail in their relationship roles, and this failure pushes women away or causes them to look somewhere else. It's the cold hard truth. In any healthy relationship, men are supposed to lead financially, emotionally, decisively. Women instinctively seek strong masculine leaders who can protect, provide, and guide. Don't listen to the feminist agenda that is everywhere around us nowadays, telling us that women are strong, independent, and when they're strong, independent, they are at the peak of their happiness. This is bullshit. Women are at the peak of their happiness when they have a strong, masculine leader besides them. When they have somebody to follow. Leadership doesn't mean controlling or dominating. It means being confident, setting boundaries, making decisions, not being afraid of making decisions, important decisions, tough decisions. Also to inspire trust. Last but not least, trust. It means being a rock, not a pushover. Alright? Hope this makes sense to you guys. Think about that guy who is insecure or constantly seeks validation from his girlfriend instead of providing it, instead of leading. He follows her mood and hesitates on important decisions, which makes him really unattractive to his girlfriend. This uncertainty basically makes her doubt his value. So, guys, don't run away from your leadership role. Don't be afraid of making tough decisions. This is what makes you attractive in her eyes. When men fail to lead, women feel lost and frustrated. Happened to me, happened to a lot of guys. We're not the first men on the planet who failed on the execution of their duties, but the most important thing here is that we learn from our mistakes. Women don't want a partner who's unsure or passive. Instead, women want somebody, that they can trust and that they can follow. Otherwise, they will start, seeking options elsewhere. It's the dynamic of modern relationships. It's the logical, development for them. Both ways actually. They will start exploring their options elsewhere in both ways, emotionally and physically. You know, because their natural instinct, as we mentioned earlier, is to find a stable leader, somebody that will provide them with security and stability and protection. So don't neglect all of that I'm saying right now. Don't neglect your own mistakes. Simply try to understand them, try to accept them, and last but not least, try to learn from them. Today's society often discourages men from being traditionally masculine leaders. So, as I said, don't listen to modern agenda. Toxic masculinity rhetoric confuses men about what strength really means. As a result, many men become passive or often weak leaders. For women, leadership is a deal breaker. All right? If a man can step up, she will instinctively, as I said, look elsewhere. This is why so many women never feel alone. Because if their men, their husbands don't lead, don't accept the role of the leader in the family, in the household, they will simply find a backup plan, a bench warmer. And the bench warmer is there, he's waiting to step on the field and to become a starting player. Alright, guys, I finished my coffee, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. Hit the like button if you like the video, if what I shared with you makes sense for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I'll be dropping more truths on dating, fitness and fashion, and last but not least, don't forget to man up and move up. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.